What's up guys, Ryan here, Treadaway Training. Is breakfast the most important meal of the day? Is there a most important meal of the day at all? And if there is, what meal is it? We're going to find out in this video. Roll the intro. Today's topic comes from a conversation that I had with a client earlier this week. She, like many others, including myself, has had it drilled into her head that breakfast is in fact the most important meal of the day. Is this the case? First, we will look at what studies have been performed on this topic, and then we will move into practical application. And I promise I will keep the science part short and sweet, so make sure to stick around. First, let's look at a 2013 study that looked at 4 scenarios: fasting with rest, fasting with exercise, breakfast with rest, and breakfast with exercise. If you look at their total daily intake, you'll notice both fasted groups consumed less food than either of the breakfast groups. I will note the breakfast groups did burn more calories throughout the day, though not near enough to compensate for the extra calories they consumed at breakfast, meaning the fasted groups still had the lowest energy balance. Energy balance meaning calories consumed minus the calories burned. Further driving home this point is a 2016 study that looked at 2 scenarios: fasted with exercise and breakfast with exercise. This study found no difference in resting metabolism between the breakfast and no breakfast group, meaning that breakfast, in fact, does not stoke the metabolic fire. Again, this study also found, like the other study, that the breakfast group did burn more calories during exercise. But again, like with the first study, the calories burned during exercise did not exceed the extra calories that they took in at breakfast. Overall, what we see here is that breakfast skippers tend to consume fewer calories overall, but they also tend to burn fewer calories. And the differences here tend to even out, meaning that eating breakfast or not eating breakfast is not an important factor in fat loss. As an added note, these studies also did not find a difference in health markers between the breakfast and the non-breakfast groups. So what it comes down to is what better helps you to stick to your fat loss diet. From my experience with working with over 100 individuals at this point, I've found that the vast majority of people prefer to skip breakfast in order to be able to eat more calories later in the day, and that helps them to stick to their fat loss diet. Now, what about muscle growth? Studies suggest that 3 to 5 meals per day containing a minimum of 20 grams of protein each seems to be optimal for muscle growth. And that said, it might be hard for some people to get that much food in if they don't start eating until lunchtime. So between lunchtime and bedtime, it might be hard to eat that much food. And if this is the case for you, then you need to go ahead and eat breakfast. And if it's not a problem for you and you can get that many meals in that are that large in a smaller amount of time, then you can go ahead and skip breakfast if you want to. It's not an important factor at that point. So if breakfast isn't the most important meal of the day, what is? And that's a simple answer. It's your pre-workout meal. A carb-rich pre-workout meal is important for performance in the gym. And if you train in the morning, that means breakfast is in fact the most important meal of the day for you. Thanks so much for watching the video, guys. If you liked it, make sure to smash that thumbs up. It really helps me out. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell while you're at it so YouTube notifies you when I post a new video. I will be back Sunday on the Treadaway Training Blog with another fat loss topic. As always, God bless you and your family, and I'll see you Sunday.